up? What's up? What's up? You know who it is. Big Hendo, Hendo Unplugged. I got a real legend in the building. I got a San Diego legend in the building. I got a West Coast legend in the building. I got my homie Big Cricet OG in the building. What's up, Cricet? Hey, get him, Cricet.
We was doing too much in the video.
Let's go.
Then we start going to the studio.
Get him.
We had to change our life and evaluate.
Hey.
We need to come together and consolidate. Let's still banging on them Raggedy streets, boy, you don't own. I remember you was chasing trucks for ice cream cones. We gotta learn from our mistakes, homies down in that dirt.
Cricet
had the Stans brothers that used to take us to church.
Let's go.
I was so hard-headed, don't tell moms and pops. If they only knew, I was selling those rocks. Okay.
Hey, OG still got it.
Yes,
the
sir.
OG still got it, man. Let me tell you, bro. This is a very important interview for me. I appreciate you for everything you have done for the city, bro. Like, man, I'm telling you, when I got here in '98, man, I was bumping Cricet, Mitchie, Big June, all these people. So for me to be here in the present with the legendary Big Cricet, you know what I'm saying? It is an honor to have you on this show.
Hey, yes, sir, man. I'm happy, man. I've been watching you sitting at home, man. You know, I'm like, damn, that's a good ass show. Got all these dudes on here, man. It's crispy, it's clear.
Let's go.
I was like, yeah, it's time. And shout out to Dante, man, because that was the finals.
Dante? Okay.
Yeah, when Dante said what he said, you know, I've been knowing him for a long time, man. Hey, man, and really to tell you the truth, you know, I got to give him his shout out because he's the king of Christian hip hop in San Diego.
He's killing it right now, bro.
I'm gonna go ahead and get that to him. I'm gonna go ahead and give it up to my boy, man. He's the king of Christian hip hop.
Let's go, bro.
And it ain't easy to do because I tried to do that gospel song on my new album.
Yeah,
it ain't easy.
Really?
Nah,
bro. You know what's crazy because he brought up your name, but it wasn't just him. A lot of people have been hitting me up in my DMs, and I get a lot of requests in my DMs from people who want to be on it, and it's been you, bro, like for a long time, man. So like I said, it's an honor to have you on. And I just want to reiterate this again, bro. Like, you mean a lot to these people in San Diego and to this culture, and you contributed so much to us, man. Like, we wouldn't be here if the stuff you know, you did a lot, you know, you paved the way for a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to let you know how special you are and how much you mean to our community, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, thank you, man. And you know, it's like, it really feels like the beginning to me still.
Wow.
San Diego hip hop, I always try my best to be unselfish when it comes to this. You know, I know a lot of people is raised different in Southeast San Diego. You know, when it comes to how we was raised, sections and, you know, red, blue, green, burgundy, gray, you know, these sections that we grew up in and brown. And so my thing was, I seen how a lot of the OGs grew up here, how we all grew up.
Yeah.
But everybody did grow up different. You got a lot of brothers grew up with no fathers in the home.
Let's go.
You know, mother or going through it, or so by the grace of God, my parents are still married.
Let's go.
And my pops was in the Navy. He retired. He's one of the top boxers in Navy history. He goes by the name of James Rayford.
No way.
And yeah, and so him being from North Philadelphia, he didn't understand really where to raise his kids at or stuff like that.
Right.
So the first thing I knew when I grew up, I know my mother, when she came from Nashville, Tennessee, I know she moved to the Lincoln Park area. Her and my aunties, and they all moved to the Lincoln Park area because, you know, my birth certificate says Gloria Street.
Yeah.
And that's right there in the cul-de-sac of Lincoln High School, right there in the inside. So when I love it, like, you know, I asked her questions, but when I started remembering how I grew up is when we moved to Golden Hills. And that was like maybe 78. And my first school was Sherman.
Nice.
Sherman Elementary. And
wow.
It wasn't no black guys there. It was just all essays, youngsters. You know, we was little kids, you know, and
yeah.
You know, so once at the end of 78, because I only remember living there for a year. Went to school and then we moved to Market Street.
Okay.
You know, and then, you know, once I moved to Market Street, that's when I started, you know, Choice. And you know, that's how I learned how to grow up.
Man, give me some stories, man, because like I said, I'm not from here, but I didn't grow up in East Dago and anything like that, but I heard it was really rough. So, like, how was it, growing up in that area?
Well, when you're growing up on Market Street, it's like, for me, can't speak for nobody else, but for me, you growing up, I got my neighbors, I got my close friends, my neighbors who I grew up with all my life. And as we getting older, once we hit maybe 12, that's when we start figuring out, why we wear blue around here? Everybody got on blue. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we start figuring it out. And, and it's, maybe we was catching on late because me and my next door neighbors, their parents was married. The other next door neighbors, my SA homies, his parents was married.
Let's go.
So we all played together. Then you got, I got my homies in the back, Smoke Low, Little T-Dog. We all neighbors too, because we all live, next to each other and behind each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, rest in peace, Smoke Low, by the way. And as we growing up, man, having disciplinary parents.
Yeah.
So, my father was a boxing coach. At that time, he started becoming a boxing coach because his boxing team, they died on an airplane crash. What? It was like the Olympic trial boxing team.
Damn.
That can be a movie in itself.
Yeah.
I think maybe Sugar Ray Leonard's amateur coach was on there, but it was a bunch of my dad's teammates. And so after that happened, he ended up becoming a coach. So I started boxing, and that's what I did from, a lot in my teenage life. And once I start, getting in my later teenage years, I started just falling in love with hip hop.
Let's go.
And hip hop took over for me. That's what I really wanted to do. Even though I could have been a boxer.
Yeah.
I could have kept going, but hip hop was just what I wanted to do.
I was so question for you. Like, you've been in the predominantly gang infested area.
Yeah.
What made you did you fall into like the gang activity, or did you stay on that straight edge?
Well, the thing is like this. I got into gang activity sometimes, because, being in San Diego, me growing up in the 40s,
yes,
and, walking to school, once we got to school, because, once I really, maybe it was purging, because I went to purging before I went to Gompers.
Right.
Purging was a lot of damus, so I started hearing that word for the first time,
Right.
I started hearing that word, and I'm like, okay, so they say this, and then I start, I never really paid attention to it until when I got the Gompers. Once I got the Gompers in my neighborhood, then it got real.
Okay.
And then, every now and then, I had a few fights here and there, but I never fell in love with it because it wasn't about no money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
It really wasn't about no money. So me and my boy ZIG, he's from the Lincoln Park area, and we went to Gompers, and we was just hip hopping.
Yeah.
We knew what we was in. We knew that we was going against the grain, but we didn't want to let the gang activities take over.
Let's go.
But once we went to Lincoln and we started getting older, and we started getting tired. That's when I started getting tired. Damus everywhere. You know what I mean?
So how did you survive through? Because for 40s are Crips, right?
Yes.
So in Lincoln is mostly they Bloods.
Yes.
So how did you kind of navigate through a blood dominant school?
Well, I navigated through it because at that time I still was boxing, and I remember I won the regionals. I won the regional boxing tournament.
Damn.
Me and Shane Mosley, we won together.
Sugar Shane?
Yeah, Sugar Shane. Shane won.
Oh, you got the real hands then.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, Big Cricket said for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was, Shane won, and this is before the world knew who he was. He was just a good boxer who I used to always see all the time at the tournaments.
Yeah.
And me and Shane won the regionals together. And pretty much I said, you know what? I could do this. I can really do it. But boxing, it takes a state of mind because you can be good, gifted, you can have hands, all that. But if you don't love it, man,
yes,
you can't keep doing it.
Yep.
If you're not, and I wasn't in love with it. My pops was though. My pops was serious about it. He still get up, run every day. Ain't missed a day of running 30-something years.
Wow.
But I could have did it, and I should have done it if I would have known how Southeast hip hop was gonna treat us. But
it's crazy.
But the school at Lincoln had put me up in the bulletin. They said, yeah, Andrew, he won the Junior Olympics and had me all on the bulletin. So, you know, the whole school knew that I was a boxer. And plus, when I went to school, man, honestly, tell you the truth, when I'm walking from Market Street to Lincoln, you know, I had on my blue, I had my clothes on. And at that time, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm gonna tell the truth right here on this. You know, at that time, they used to try to say that the Crips was dirty. Yeah, homie, they used to try to say, like, you know, we was dirty, homie. So I was like, okay. So y'all think we dirty, huh? And, you know, at that time, that's when I started really being hard-headed. You know, homies was making money in the hood, making ends and making their bread and everybody getting it. And I was like, okay, so everybody getting money. So I was being sneaky. I started being sneaky, so I started getting me a sack, make some money. So I started getting money. I said, you know what? They treating me like this up here. They giving us the looks because what area we walking to school from. So I said, okay, y'all think we dirty, huh? So I'm going to come to school every day in new shoes and new clothes. Ooh. And that's what I started doing when I was at Lincoln. I started wearing new shoes, new clothes, and minding my business because I was outnumbered on me. It wasn't no reason to go up there acting like I'm super duper when you got every Damu neighborhood at Lincoln when I went.
Damn, that's crazy.
You know, that's for the youngsters. You know, all these new youngsters. That's for them to know. Yeah. When I went to Lincoln, Emerald Hills was there. The Brims was there. Skyline was there. Damn. Every hood, homie.
Woo! Man, that's wild, bro.
Yeah, and I'm going to school. I'm like, okay, yeah, I might have the best hands here, but it ain't gonna be no fair ones.
Yeah.
How they gonna give me a fair one? So I never, and you know, I had my times, man. I had my times when maybe my Blue Damien album. When I dropped the Blue Damien album, that's when I was just fed up.
So you bought you dropped that album in high school?
Nah, I dropped that album later.
Okay.
Blue Damien came out like maybe 99,
all right.
2000. But I was just at that point, I was fed up.
Okay.
I was just fed up. I was like, you know what, man, it's time to represent my section.
Let's go.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and we was all trying to grow. Mm-hmm. You know, we was always trying to grow, but I just wanted to focus on my music and represent my section.
So what turned you on about music though? Like what was the introduction to music for you to fall in love and become really passionate about it like that?
My passion about it was my uncles.
Okay.
So my uncles, Chili Mac and Born G. Okay. It's from Hollins, Queens, New York.
Let's go.
They from Hollins, Queens. They grew up, went to school with Jam Master J and them.
Woo! Legendary.
And, yeah, so, and it trips me out, man, because I be like, how am I going through all this shit? Mm-hmm. And my uncles grew up with them. But the thing is, you know, my uncle Chili Mac, you know, he joined the Navy, and he was in San Diego, and he was a boxer as well.
Let's go.
He was a boxer. He was in the Navy, and so you know, he wasn't out there in his hood no more. He was living another life, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't know I was gonna fall in love with hip hop like that. Mm-hmm. And plus, I was always trying to move on my own anyway. It's like he knew I loved it, but he didn't know I loved it that much.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it happened. And then my pops, being from North Philadelphia, he has all the crates of records in the house, and still got them. And they all like in alphabetical order, still in good condition. All the records. He got all the original records. All the records you can imagine from soul music, Rapper's Delight, he has the original copies.
That's crazy.
Still right now.
Woo!
So whenever I go home to moms and pops, I go dig in them crates and, you know, see what I want to sample.
Yeah.
You know, so it was really just born in me, man. The music was just indulged in me. You know?
Yeah. You know, if you listen to some of your older records and stuff like that, you do feel like an East Coast kind of vibe, you know, like Bootsy Collins a little bit, you know what I mean? A little funk, you know what I mean?
Well, no. The East Coast vibe is definitely going to be in me because my pops is straight North Philly, hardcore, to the bones. And so I always got that balance, you know? You know, I fell in love with hip hop first. You know, my favorite MC right now to this day is LL.
What?
To this day.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, LL is number one, you know?
Wow.
Because, he was by himself. And I seen how he ripping stages by himself.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that dude right there, I got to pattern myself like that.
That's crazy. LL.
LL.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you known as a a MC and a producer. You know what I'm saying? So how did you get in? How did you get started with the producing side of it?
Well, the producing side of it is like, for me, digging in my pop's crates. I be digging in the crates, and I'm always reading who produced this, who produced that. So the records that I really liked was the ones who produced it, like Isaac Hayes. You know, Pop's got all his records. So I just like, I'm reading him. And then I go into the Barry White.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
Classics.
And I'm seeing that, you know, and I'm listening to their music. You know, I got my earphones on, I'm listening to the music. And then after I listen to Barry White, then I'll get Curtis Mayfield.
Ooh.
He, you know, then all the credits says written, performed, produced. And I'm like, wow, these dudes they know what they doing. They producers. So a lot of beats and producers couldn't give me what I wanted.
Wow, interesting.
So I was like, you know what? I got to do this shit myself. You know, so, and it really wasn't myself. I had my boy King P. King P was like a community positive leader. His name is Earl Hamilton. Faison started off with him too.
That's crazy.
My boy Faison, like we was all with King P.
Damn.
And King P had all the equipment. And I go over there, man, and we just start getting it in, and being with King P first got me into my producing.
Okay.
You know, and I was, you know, my style of producing at that time was more like how Primo Beats is.
Okay. Yeah.
Bunch of samples, dirty, break beats. I started off like that.
Yeah.
And then once I met my boy Steve Vicious, then that's when it got serious.
So for people who don't know who Steve Vicious is, can you tell us who Steve Vicious is?
Hey, just like Dante said, you can't talk about San Diego hip hop without Steve Vicious.
Ooh, that's big.
He got to get up in here next.
I heard that.
Steve got to get here because Steve is like, man, you know, really my bro Steve is like, and rest in peace to his father, man. Mr. White passed away. I know he got his wings.
Yeah.
But Steve Vicious is he's like the San Diego Quincy Jones.
Okay.
You know, he play all the instruments. He's like DJ Quick, play everything. You know, he's just a one-man wrecking machine.
That's crazy.
And I needed him for engineering in his ear. And, you know, and me and him, we play the instruments together.
That's good.
But his engineering in his ear, it made me not want to really do the pure hip-hop sound anymore. You know, but that sound, that pure hip-hop sound, though, I started with that sound when I went to Virginia to do J.O. Felony single.
Ooh, J.O. Shout out to J.O. Felony.
Shout out to J.O. because he's the engine that really started Southeast hip hop to get to the next level. It was J.O. and who else was it? It was Vicious Beat Posse.
Damn.
And Vicious Beat Posse was out of the Brims. And they had a record on MCA Records.
That's crazy.
Universal Records. And we don't give them they flowers enough. But Vicious Beat, I used to watch them on TV with Big Daddy Kane and all that type of shit.
It's crazy.
You know?
Out of San Diego.
Out of San Diego.
So you knew J.O. Felony before he was J.O. Felony then?
Well, me and J.O., we from the same hood.
Same hood, okay.
We from the same hood, so we all, regardless of music, we on the same team.
Yeah.
And that's just, you know, that's what it is. But he's a powerhouse in itself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad he got his head on straight because we all connecting right now. Like at these times, it's like we all see where we gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How was J.O. Felony at a young age? Like when he first started, like how was he? Was he like just rough around the edges, or was he like, because he used to be spitting? He came in here, he just be spitting. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He's like so much talent.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. Look, J.O. is one of the top 5 spitters in San Diego. Woo! And he was very rough around the edges. He was way worse than me. He was dissing everybody, banging on he didn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that, he didn't have to walk in the house with moms and pops like me. He had a little bit more freedom than me.
Yeah.
To do what the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's at his best now because at that time, he was a wrecking machine. You know.
So let's get back to you a little bit. So you produced and you was a MC as well. Which one you preferred though, out of both of those?
I mean, I prefer producing now. I'm older, but
back then
I was a straight MC.
Straight MC.
Straight MCing. So I love MCing. I love making records. You know, I love doing songs and creating new material. But I love to produce for other people too, and making them hot. Like you know, I'm one of those guys where I want to see the city successful.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know the city of San Diego, they kind of complain a lot. Well, Cricket, why you ain't doing this? Why you ain't doing these videos? So I'm like, man, because the thing is, it's like, I want to do that, but I want to be on TV though.
Yeah.
I want my videos to be on MTV Jams.
Okay.
I don't want to just be on YouTube. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I know Los Angeles, you know, they know San Diego got it and they know what we can bring to the table. I think they just think that we're a little bit behind with the gang banging and all that because LA, they next level, you know?
Yeah.
You know, they work together. It's still ignorant as hell up there. Don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
But they got it more together when it comes to the West Coast music.
Absolutely.
San Diego, we got it together too. It's just like basically, you know, because, you know, that's the most complaining that I get. People complain about me not, well, Cricket, come on, man. We want you to be doing this. We want you to. I'm like, look, bro, I'm not finna be in LA with all these big wigs taking pictures, putting it on, you know, just taking pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's make it happen. If they don't think that it can happen, okay, I'll play that position. It can happen through me.
Yeah.
I grew up with all these dudes from all these sides of the towns. And the ones who got the talent, they ready now. The ones who got that talent.
Let's go. So you, like, when you first started doing rapping and producing, San Diego was like kind of the ground level. So you guys, your big names like Mitchie, Big June, all you guys kind of built the scene up. You know what I mean? So like, how do you feel about the scene now? Because you guys are like the originators for a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? So how do you feel about the San Diego rap scene now?
The San Diego scene now, it is growing. I see it. I see a lot of the videos. I see what they're doing. But the thing is with me is that all I'm saying is this. Put some effort in your work.
Woo! Let's go.
I want them to put effort in their work. Show some respect. Don't bring gang violence to the records. You can represent your hood, because I'm going to do it. You're going to know where I came from. You're going to know how I grew up, but it's going to be in a respectful way, in a way that everybody can play it.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of these young dudes, I can't play that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a little bit too disrespectful, and I'd just be like, damn, you know, you going a little extra. It's music. Yeah. Music is a universal language. So I just wanted to get a little bit more unified, not so violent, because at the same time, you got to think about San Diego. They own you, man. You make certain kind of records, the FBI is on your helmet.
100%.
And I don't like that. So I'm like, come on, man. Like, we can make money. Like, we can bring serious money to the table of San Diego music. But yes, we do have to go through the ladders. And that's what I want the guys up the street in LA to understand. Like, you know, I just wanted to, you know, let's make something happen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to have to go to Los Angeles and sit in studios and kiss ass and do all this shit when I done been around the whole planet with MC Hammer, who sold 28 million records.
That's wow.
And I done been everywhere. So it's like you basically telling me I got to come start over? I'm not doing it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
I'm not doing it.
So like you said, you was one of them artists that traveled the world and everything like that. And a lot of people came to you for producing and being an MC as well. So how did you meet these big people like MC Hammer and all the big names out of San Diego?
Well, what happened was after, cause I think J.O. was on the run. I think it was in '92. He went to Virginia, and then he met these guys that grew up with Run DMC as well. And they had degrees in music. They was sharp, man. So it didn't take no time for them to get the ball rolling, because J.O. had talent, I had talent. Boom. So that happened. Everything was executed. Boom.
Yeah.
And he got on JMG Records. And I think someone in my family passed away. I ended up coming home, and one of my homies said, hey, man, I met up with Hammer in L.A., and I told him about you. So they had an MTV thing at the beach.
Wow.
And Hammer said, bring him to the beach. And let me meet him. Let me hear something. I took my demo down there. Hammer said, he told me, he said, okay, what's up, man? He said, you know hip hop don't like me, right? I remember that.
Wow.
He's like, you know hip hop don't like me. So I want to launch this label with all real MCs and real producers. And I was like, okay. And I was like, wow. So I said, okay. And I gave him my demo and he heard it. He said, it's on.
That's crazy.
And from there, it was on.
That's wild.
And he wasn't, you know, man, he took me everywhere, man. He put me, I was on this new label. It was called RWI. And went up there and started recording songs right away. I took Steve Vicious with me because this is the problem San Diego has now. They always like, me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's another problem we have in San Diego. Me. Selfish ass bullshit. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So at that time, just like how me and J.O. started off together, boom, we made something real hot. He was JMJ Records.
Damn.
Got with Hammer, boom. I said, I'm taking Steve Vicious with me. Took Steve, so Hammer put out my video Flossing. It was on video jukebox where you got a call on your phone to make it play.
Yeah.
The shit went number one
That's
in New
crazy.
York. It went number one. So after it went number one, I felt secure. So I said, okay. I said, Hammer, Steve Vicious got this song. It's called Sultry Funk.
Yeah.
And it's bumping. Hammer's like, well, let me hear it. I said, boom, Hammer. He's like, I said, Hammer. He's like, Cricket, what you trying to? I said, I want you to do this song. And once he heard it, he was like, damn, that's a good song. So he let me be the manager of that song. And I said, but are you gonna let Steve Vicious get on it?
That's crazy.
He's like, yeah, I let him get on this song. Boom. So I feel we all popping, you know, and Sultry Funk end up getting traction. Steve was on Soul Train.
That's dope.
Him and MC Hammer on Soul Train. I think Vivica A. Fox was the host.
That's crazy.
Hey man, look, and we was moving. And then a lot of things started happening, you know, with management, stuff like that. But the tour popped off out the country. And Hammer said, all right, we're going on tour. And he had a budget. And then once we was on that first trip, he let us know on the trip, because the flights was like 20 hours, man. You know, and I ain't never in my, man, come on, man, I'm coming from Market Street with the homies, the flying 20 hours in the air. So I wasn't ready for that, so I'm like, damn. So
that's wild.
yeah, and I didn't want to go. I wanted to do my album, my records.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, what I'm gonna do? Go back to the set, to the homies. My parents had just moved to the East Coast. So shout out to Bayloke, because Bayloke is the one that called me from Calipatra prison.
Okay.
He's like, you need to go get with J.O. And that's what all started it once we went and, you know, did these songs with J.O.
Yeah.
It all started from there, the industry shit.
J.O. was so hot too, man. He blew
Yeah, he was
up,
gifted,
man.
and he still is. And
Yeah.
it all started from there. I was with that, boom, and then I went with Hammer, and then he announced that he was gonna file for bankruptcy. And we was all on the plane. You know, at that time, I'm like, what is that? You know, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, they're gonna be talking about me, and they're gonna be doing this, and so that ended up happening. We went on tour. The tour was off the chain.
Bro, give me some stories though, man. Like them crazy stories, because I heard y'all in Japan.
Well, we went to Japan. We went to Tokyo, and lit that up. Did like 3 shows in Tokyo. Okay, after Tokyo, boom, we come home for a week. Sit home for a week. Then we went to Egypt. We went to Cairo. And we performed for one of the princes and the kings. You know, them Saudi Arabian kings and princes. And that right there, that's when I was just like, okay, something is happening. You know what I mean? Like, so when we got to Cairo, you know, I went to the pyramids and everything, got on a horse and put my shit on, man, and went to the pyramids
That's
and prayed.
dope.
I did all that, and then after that we went to Romania. You know, I think it was Russia.
That's crazy.
And then he told me, we're going to Death Row Records.
Wow.
He said, we're going to go to Death Row Records. And then once we landed in L.A., went to Death Row. And once I got there, I met Corrupt, met Suge, and I met Tupac.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Bro, I need to know, man. I'm a fan, bro. How was
man.
Tupac, man? How was back in those days? Those legendary times.
Man, you know, and then you got to think, at that time, I knew he was Pac at that time.
Yeah,
I never knew that he would be the icon that he is now.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I mean?
That's crazy, man.
So, once we got there, Tupac, being real as he is, he said, man, Cricket, what's up, man? He said, man, I seen your video, man, flossing when I was in Rikers Island.
Let's go.
That's what he told me, bro.
That's dope.
And I said, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, you know, he was like, yeah, man, you dope. He said, my big homie he got some talent. He got some dudes with him. That's what he said. So I'm like, and then Suge had told me, he said, yeah, Cricket, you got some hot shit. I like your song. I had a song called Echoes of the Blue about how I grew up. And he said, I'm putting your album out. Suge told me to my face at Death Row, yeah, I'm putting your album out.
Wow.
So, I was just so pumped up, man. You know, I was just like, okay, I'm ready. You know, and I had Steve there. Steve was there with me too. Steve Vicious was there. You know, and one thing Pac told us, he didn't hold nothing back. I remember the day he said, I know y'all think y'all finna work with Dr. Dre, but you ain't. I'm like,
wow.
That's what did it for me.
Damn, why do you say that?
Because when I got there, I had Dr. Dre in my mind. I said, okay, I'm finna learn more. I'm about to really learn. I'm about to be able to observe, watch, and learn. And he told me that, he said the doc ain't gonna be there no more. And then after that, I started seeing a bunch of old ass bloods. All in the building. And I was like, damn, I grew up in San Diego like this. Bunch of dumb moves everywhere, but I don't know these guys.
Yeah.
So they didn't give me a vibe like I was allowed to bring any of my homies up there. And you know, that kind of turned me off.
Wow.
And I didn't feel like my album was gonna come out because Hammer wanted to do his album. He was worried about his album, you know, which I thought he was gonna be like the vice president.
Right.
You know, since Dre was leaving, I think Hammer was probably gonna take his place. That's what I was assuming. So at that time, it just started sinking in. I was like, you know what, man? What the fuck they finna do? Have us as some soldiers or something up here? And you know, once Steve left, cause Steve, you know, at that time Steve was very smart. You know, he didn't smoke weed like me. You know, he probably had a few drinks, but I was smoking weed and, you know, feeling alive all the time. Like, yeah, nigga, we finna pop.
Yeah.
But once Steve left, then that's when it got real. I said, you know what? My boy ain't leave for nothing.
Yeah.
And the vibe got so real, man. Like when you watch, you know, the NWA movie and Dre walking up in there and saying, you know, I'm finna go start my own company. Remember, you know, in the movie and all that?
Yeah.
I think I came after that.
No way.
Yeah, I think me and Hammer and them got there after that.
So sorry to cut you off. So was Death Row like where everybody was talking about like vicious, like Suge Knight running around and hanging people over the balcony? Did you experience all that stuff? Like him stumping people out because they didn't do what he told them to do? Was it that vicious?
Well, I didn't get to see all that.
Okay.
Suge was a good dude. He greeted us well. When we got there, he had me at the Mondrian Hotel, Sunset, nice rooms. We was with Hammer. I didn't get all of that, but growing up in this Crip and Blood shit in Dago, I felt the vibe though. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I didn't have to go through none of that shit, but I felt the vibe. And that vibe that I felt, Hammer ain't grew up like that. They from the Bay.
Let's go.
You see what I'm saying? So by me being with Ham and going around the country, and once I first got with him, he had us in Fremont, California. Like we was close to his mansion where I stayed at when we used to be working on stuff. He had a you see how you got your spot? Hammer had a nice parking lot like this, but he owned the whole parking lot.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? And we was in Fremont. California, and just making good music.
Yeah.
So once we got to LA, that whole vibe changed. And by him being Hammer, he ain't gonna feel the way I feel, but he didn't know that, nigga, you in Southern California now.
Damn.
You in Crips and Bloods territory now. And I felt it, man, and I was like, you know what? This shit ain't finna be cool. Because when I was inside Death Row, you know, I was looking forward to meeting Snoop and them at that time.
Damn.
You know, but I didn't. I met Corrupt, Pac, and Suge. That's it. You know? Shout out to Corrupt. What's up? Your boy Cricet, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So after that, I was like, damn, my album ain't coming out. I just felt it. And then on top of that, when I did meet Pac, we was in the office, the Suge Knight office, everything red carpet. And Pac was like, yeah, man, y'all want to hear my album? I was like, yeah, let me hear something. Man, he played All Eyes on Me, bro.
No way. That's wild.
It's like skated through it. Like this is before it dropped to the world, though. So as he's skating through it, I said, you know what, man? How the hell I'm gonna drop an album after that? I told him I gotta do my album over. That's what I said.
Dang, start all over from the beginning.
I gotta start over. Whoa. I mean, straight up. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Because my first album, I mean, it's dope. I got a dope first album. I didn't produce it though. You know, shout out to Whole Nine. These producers called the Whole Nine. They did my first album, and Hammer still has that album.
Wow.
It's never been released. Only thing was released was Flossing.
Damn.
And so, you know, that whole vibe, man, it just didn't touch me right, man. And I'm glad that I went with my first mind because, you know, that whole vibe of how it was gonna be. I remember we supposed to went to the Soul Train Awards.
Yeah.
And come to find out that Don Cornelius said that we wasn't invited.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And I think Dre and Pac supposed to performed, but everything went wrong because it was the second year. You know, I think the first year, I mean the year before that, you know, a bunch of other people had won awards, but the year that I supposed to went there, it was all about Death Row.
Yeah.
And we wasn't invited.
Damn.
And you know, from there everything started going wrong, and before I was able to get everything cracking, it was the vibe, man. I was like, man, this is straight gang banging at a high $1 million level. You know what I mean? And I didn't have no homies with me.
Damn.
So, and yeah, I did feel that vibe. Like I had to stay.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, didn't nobody have to tell me none of this shit. See, Hammer was just thinking like, yeah, Cricket wrote like, you know, Hammer didn't understand that. Nigga, I'm in the hotel room like, nigga, we in Southern California.
Yeah.
We in LA now. And I don't got no homies with me. Man.
Politics.
I was at the Mondrian Hotel, man. I woke up at 4 a.m. and bounced.
Wow. So you left LA. Just
straight left.
Tired of it.
I couldn't deal with it. I was like, this is too much shit. You know, that I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't have none of my homies with me.
I feel you.
And I knew that my album wasn't coming out no time soon. So
you came back home to San Diego?
I came home, and I think 6 months later, Tupac died in Vegas.
Wow. That's deep.
6 months later.
That's crazy.
You know.
How'd you feel about that? Because I remember the time and date. I remember when he died, man. Like,
no, it was bad, man. I felt like, I'm like, damn, you know, because I knew I was feeling funny for a reason. The vibe wasn't right. It wasn't about music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I had, you know, you got to think, man, when you with all these big wigs, they got all these images and what they want to do.
Yeah.
Hammer got his plans, what he want to do. Yeah. But I'm like, what about my album?
Right.
So I'm thinking, you're MC Hammer. You sold 28 million records.
Yeah.
Okay? Tupac got All Eyes on Me. So I'm thinking as his little homie, you know, I'm trying to be a little homie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it ain't Hammer time no more.
Wow.
We in a different time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Hammer is about to take his position of becoming an executive.
Yeah.
You know, but he wanted to still be Hammer Time.
And you know what's crazy? Like, people don't, just so you guys can understand, MC Hammer was like the Drake of our generation.
Yeah.
He was just like,
he's great,
bigger than
bro.
life. Bigger than life.
That's what I'm saying. So at that time, that's how I'm thinking. I'm like, Hammer, you Hammer. Can't nobody, you know, but I think he was worried about the critics, the public. Everybody was dissing him, you know, our people.
Yeah.
Our people did it to him. And it ain't right. Because that's why he ain't doing all these 50-year anniversaries.
Wow.
You know, like when people just calling me about Cricet, I seen you on the show in Japan. That's the first time that shit has aired.
Damn.
He ain't never put that shit out.
Wow.
He put that shit out during the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Yeah.
And he got more. Because we got shows in Egypt. Motherfuckers, you see how you got your chair over there, that king chair?
Yeah.
They shit went up to the roof. I'm talking about tall ass chairs, king chairs. I'm over here rapping. I'm like, look, what the? I'm like, damn.
Man, you're so blessed, man, to travel the world to experience all this.
And what's so crazy, I didn't even want to.
Wow.
Because I wanted my album to come out. I wanted to put on for Dago.
Yeah.
Because I know what we up against.
Right.
And then what's so crazy, we still up against it.
100%. 1,000%.
And that's really what frustrates me now a little bit to this day, that I did all that so we don't have to go through this shit.
Yes, so that's a good segue to go in and talk about this subject here. Like, San Diego is we have a lot of talent in San Diego, and you've done a lot. We have a lot of people that came out of San Diego. Why do you don't think San Diego's at the mainstream level that it should be? You know what I mean?
Because a lot of people don't listen. Yeah, that's one of the problems. Everybody think they know everything. I'm still learning with all the stuff I've done. But a lot of people don't like to listen. And we got to get this Crip and Blood shit together. You know? But it's more together than people realize.
Yeah.
In 2024.
Yeah.
You got me. You got Mitch. You got Damu.
Yeah.
You got Big June. You got Black Mikey.
Yep.
You got all the young guys. So through it all, you have people who still connected with each other.
100%.
So we're connected through each other.
Yeah.
So I think if we had the machine of some of the big boys, maybe some of the Jew guys,
Yeah.
some of the, the Rock Nations, the Dr. Dre's, like, you know what? Okay, let's get with Cricet and let's try to make this happen. Let's start this San Diego machine up.
Yeah, because you've been around the world, you know everybody, you've been through Death Row. Like you said, you got Mitchie Slick, he's been around the world, he knows everybody. Yeah. Like everybody knows Mitchie Slick, everybody knows Cricet, everybody knows Big June. Yeah. So that's the foundation. I feel like
the machine is started. The machine is started already, and we can get bigger.
Right.
It's time. We can't keep thinking that we can do everything. No, we need to do what the big dudes are doing, what all the big dogs are doing. We have to, but start the machine up. But on top of that, it is a new game. Everybody's independent. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The young generation takes the mentality of, we don't need nobody.
Right.
And we really don't. I just don't want to take that route. I'm hard-headed too, bro. Hendo, I'm hard-headed too. Because I got distribution. I got Empire, all that. I can be having thousands of videos out and whatever. But, it's hard to have that mentality when I was with somebody who sold 28 million records.
Right. Right.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that there's other things we can do, but the machine could be started.
Yeah.
But I advise every MC in San Diego right now, don't quit your day job for this shit.
Really? Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
Only a few of us can do that. Like really, I don't, I go to work, but I really don't have to if I had 10 or 20 videos out. If I had more videos out, I maybe wouldn't have to work.
Well, somebody with you, like, who's so talented, man, why did you stop making music then?
Well, what happened with me is that I wanted to test and see what I had. So I dropped 10 independent albums when CDs were still cracking, right? All of them sold out. I'm like, okay. All of them sold out. So, and then, of course, when I came home, met up with Mitch. And Mitch was like, Cricet, I need them beats, homie. That's what he said, homie.
You sound just like him too.
That's what he said. He said, Cricet, hey, look, homie, I need them beats. And I was like, what you want to do? So, man, after that, and plus going to school, because, when I went to Lincoln, Mitch was one of the brothers. They had my back. And I think only at that time, he seen my passion for music. He seen I wasn't really, they knew I was from the hood though. I did go to school with my blue chucks and used to be in Bay Vista with them, all that. Because my boy DJ Slow, rest in peace to DJ Slow Motion, he lived over there. But at that time, I didn't think like that. I was like, man, these are my friends from school. Like, well, if you grew up if you really grew up in this gangbanging lifestyle, you try not to let it control you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, nigga, them is my homie. I don't give a fuck. That's my friend.
Let's go.
And I'm walking to Lincoln Park in my blue khakis to go see my friends, nigga. What the fuck what you motherfuckers talking about? You know what I mean? And that's how I used to be. And I could have died doing that stupid shit.
Yeah.
But, that's how I was. And once I got off tour and all that, Mitch was like, look, come on, man, I need them beats. So I produced Triggeration Station. I did every song on there except 3 songs. Produced Triggeration Station album, the whole album.
No way.
And that motherfucker charted on the Billboard it charted on the Billboard independent albums right under the East Siders.
Wow.
And that motherfucker sold 100,000.
Let's go.
So motherfuckers can miss me with the bullshit.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? It's a real shit. And then look at him now.
Yeah.
He's soaring, and he's applying pressure.
Absolutely.
So me watching Slick and the way he moving, that's why I'm like, okay, I got my distro. Okay, if I apply pressure, apply some pressure, bam.
Yeah.
So, he's doing what he's supposed to do, and we got to keep going because San Diego is a brand new tool. It's brand new still.
I feel you.
Through all the shit that we done, all the stuff we've been trying to create, now it's like, it's there now. You see what I'm saying? Now it's there.
Yes.
So now, since it's there, now let's go.
All right, let's go.
You
Hey,
know?
so question for you. You are somebody who contributed so much to this culture. Do you feel like you get the respect that you deserve in hip hop?
No. Nah. I watch and I'm all, because I'm an artist. I'm also an artist. It's like it's like the ninjas and the Abbotts, like how RZA called himself the Abbott.
Yeah.
You got Abbotts out here. Steve Vicious is an Abbott. I know I'm an Abbott. Incredible ZIG is an Abbott.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace, Cubfather. You got some Abbotts out here. So it's like, okay, I know, yeah, I see it. It pisses me off too. Sometime I get mad. Yeah, because they be trying to leave me out. They do, and I'll be like, okay, clowns want to leave me out, huh? Yeah, well, all my CDs sold out in San Diego.
Let's go.
Anything that I've ever released, gone. I don't got no copies.
Let's go.
Straight gone. And I'm gonna tell you this too, since on the question you asked me when they be like, I survived off music in San Diego for 20 years with no job.
Damn.
Okay, I have a job now.
Yeah.
Just in the last 6 years.
Wow.
In my whole life.
Wow.
I've been surviving off music all this time. No dope selling, all music.
Let's go.
In my teenage life, that's when I was trying to dope sell, I was a cold hustler too. I had a cold hustle about myself. I could have, but I seen that I couldn't stay in that game.
That's crazy.
Because I wasn't raised like that. I'm thinking about my mother and I'm thinking about my father. They still married, but the thing is, when you can be married and raise your son in the hood.
That's right.
But I'm glad I got that balance. That balance from moms and pops, and then that hood balance.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
That's how I'm able to be the man that I am today.
You know what's crazy, man? Like when you talk to Mitchie, you talk to J.O., we talk to you guys are like, sometimes game banking, you kind of get that stigma and shit like that. You're a game banker.
Yeah.
But when you talk to you guys, man, you guys are brilliant people though.
Yeah,
you guys are hella smart though. I ain't gonna put a like a label on y'all and nothing like that, but man, I didn't know Mitchie was that smart. I didn't know you was this smart. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
And Mitch has probably got a little bit of a little extra smarts because he went to college.
Yeah, Mitchie is hella smart,
He
bro.
went to college, all that. He went to college for a few years, man. And, you can't help how you grow up out here.
Right.
And you can't let it condemn you, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's the main problem with this music shit. Everybody be mad. Like, why are you still mad on some shit from 30 years ago? When everybody be mad on me, because you got to think, everybody got their situations.
Yeah.
They got their life, and we got our life.
Yes.
So this is how I look at it. Ain't nobody life has been harder than the Market Street niggas from the 40s.
Woo.
So what you really mad about?
Yeah.
Because you ain't had it harder than us.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? And still don't got it harder than us. But it didn't stop me from having my friends over there, though.
How do you feel about the dissing? I mean, you kind of touched on it earlier, though, but like the music now evolved to like, people are really talking about shooting the ops, and they do like the most craziest thing to disrespect this ops.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that culture now? The music culture now?
That culture now is from the young generation. And I'm going to have to say it on your show. Southeast hip hop is not Chicago drill music.
Ooh.
Because you wouldn't even last in Chicago.
Damn.
I got some Chicago homies. And from the stories they tell me, bro, I'd rather be from Southeast San Diego.
Damn.
It's a whole nother level. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't really bark up trees if you're not really ready for them. Because what's going to happen if you making that drill music and then you got to go do a concert in Chicago?
Yeah.
Who you got out there? And you got to know your history when it comes to this gang shit. This gang shit started in Chicago.
Woo.
That's where it started. So we the cousins of all that. You know what I mean? Chicago, LA, Dago. That's how I look at it.
Damn.
Started in Chicago, came to LA, Dago.
Wow. That's deep.
That's
deep. So Cricet, when people outside of San Diego mention San Diego, San Diego don't get that respect. They kind of laugh like, oh, San Diego, you know what I mean? This the zoo. That's the only thing you think about San Diego. How do you feel about, people disrespecting San Diego?
Well, that's one of the problems why we're not on today. Because I remember Ice Cube and them, Eazy-E, rest in peace, the big homie, and all those guys coming out here. And when they used to come out here, the Damus used to bang on them hard. And I always thought that maybe that was one of the reasons why they never put us on or gave us that stamp because of that. And I didn't like that because you got to respect them brothers. Them brothers is the creators of the music that we make and that we love, And I always looked at it like, well, why I got to get treated like that? Nigga, I'm from neighborhood. Nigga, I didn't do that. Y'all niggas don't got to act like that with me. Nigga. And that's my stance with that. When it comes to this LA Dago shit, I'll be like, okay, we all grew up now. Mitch got relationships with everybody. It's better. But me being from the hood though, I'm like, why you niggas don't like me, nigga? We all O's. 6 O's, 4 O's, 2 O's. You know what I mean? 100%. So I never really liked that. We could have been had this engine rolling. You know what I mean? So I just, now that, it's all about, at the end of the day, it's about getting to the money.
Yeah.
It's about getting to the bag. And I don't like it, man. I don't like how they do that because guess what? We all know the truth.
Yeah.
Put me on stage then. If y'all think y'all that great, okay, let me open up for you.
Let's go.
I didn't open up for a few people, but let's mix it in a little more.
Yeah.
And we got better relationships. It ain't like that. Like 100%. The relationships is way better.
Yeah.
I'm on one of Dad's albums before, and the relationships is better. It ain't really like that because it's hip hop.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but they got to stop looking down on San Diego, man.
100%.
And I got to speak on it on your show.
Let's go.
Don't look down on San Diego, because San Diego, I feel that we can generate $500 million.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
The money is there. Like, how's you letting this money just not develop right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's money to be made.
100%.
Let's make this money. You know, and that's why I had to come on the show to let it be known, like, not going up there, hanging in no studio, taking no fucking pictures, bro. I'm going to work, and let's get to the bag. Let's get money, and let's generate this new generation of music.
100%.
You know?
1,000%. Do you blame some of the OGs for not leading the youth, you know, in a better place?
Man, that's a great question. Yeah, I feel like that.
Wow.
Yeah, because it made my job harder. Because I feel like I'm doing their job. By me producing my boy Damu from the Brims, producing my boy Black Mikey. I had to go build these relationships myself. Well, my big homies could have did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know, and then when I go build these relationships, because it wasn't easy, bro. Like, you know, you dealing with hoods and people who done killed each other. You know, our neighborhoods has been killing each other.
That's wild.
It's just the truth. So sometimes I have a homie that look at me like, damn, how are you cool with Mitch?
Yeah.
Because we went to school together when we was 12, nigga, and we in our late 40s. That's why we cool, nigga, and we trust each other.
Let's go.
You know, all of us is close, bro. You got Mitch, me, Black Mikey, Damu, Big June, all of it. We all close from little kids. It ain't just no music shit.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. And then that we do music too, that's even, man, our story is incredible. And it needs to be told.
Absolutely.
You know, movies, music, distribution, all that to the highest level. And the OGs, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Some of them. Because I'm going to tell you, man, it's some OGs that's older than me from all sides, bro.
That's crazy.
And they be like, I ain't talking to them niggas. I ain't dealing with them niggas.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's wild. Speaking of, I agree with everything you're saying. Like, yeah, I think San Diego's legendary throughout the world, not just in this Southern California, because a lot of things that came out of San Diego is a game changer. Speaking of documentaries, Gangsta Earn, his son, Little Earn and Earn Billions, they're teaming up with Whack 100 to make a documentary series of Gangsta Earn. Do you have any memories of Gangsta Earn?
Yeah. Gangsta Earn.
Because I heard some legendary crazy stuff from Gangsta Earn.
I'm gonna tell you my story of them. They used to have rap contest at FanMart.
Wow. Y'all don't even know about FanMart, baby.
Yeah, they used to have rap contests at FanMart. And they'll have a stage in the front of FanMart. Straight stage. And it's a rap contest. If you win, it's like 300, maybe 300, 400. And Green Eyes from Lincoln Park had put out a single, a record. Record was banging. And Dub C jacked him.
Wow.
Jacked the beat, put it on Trespass soundtrack. We remember that Dub C. But Green Eyes shit was smashing. And Gangsta Earn put out his single. All on records. So at this time, you know, these is, you know, well, Gangsta Earn, straight G, bro. Yeah. Straight next level OG. Did the shit I never in my life would do. You know what I'm saying? He's next level. So, and you can tell, you know, he was doing this record shit just to, you know, clean his slate up a little bit. Like, yeah, I'll try this rap shit. He didn't give a damn about it, but it started taking off though. Yeah. It was catching in the streets because Dago didn't have no records. And so you had Green Eyes, Gangsta Earn, and Big June. Big June was the first of my generation, and he dropped a tape. And my boy Steve Vicious did that. And so it was the contest at FanMart. And they just knew they was gonna win because they had records out.
Yeah.
By us being battle MCs, you had me, Black Mikey, Zig, you had Crush B from Emerald, There's a few other guys, man, that was out. Don't forget, shout out to Legion of Doom, too, in San Ysidro.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Got Legion of Doom. They was dope, had records out. My boy Rob, the 151 Clan, them is my fams. DJ Mike Ski, all them guys. So anyway, the contest was happening. Me and Black Mikey, we decided, hey man, let's go up there and freestyle and go take that money. We didn't know what we was doing. We was just battle rappers. Man, me and Black Mikey got on the Fan March stage together, freestyle, and won the money.
Let's go.
Boy, them OGs was mad as a mother. They said, nigga, lucky. Mikey know the story more than I do,
Yeah.
but they said, you know what, you little niggas is raw. Y'all done came and just took that money, and we won the money. And then after that, me and Mikey, we always been close.
Yeah.
But that was my story. Gangsta Earn was mad as a motherfucker. We won that money, but he respected that. I won it with his little homie.
Yeah.
He like that little he nigga went and did the contest with my little homie and won the money. But yeah, that was my experience with them. But they, you know, he deserves his flowers though.
Absolutely.
Because he was, them is real G's.
Yeah.
That's
what I heard. I heard he was pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
I heard he was pretty crazy.
Everybody got legends out here, man. You got you got the Big Ties, you got the Marvin Cunninghams, you got the rest in peace, the big homie, the oldie lokes.
Wow.
You got all these sides got they G's,
Yeah.
But the thing is, what they taught us is that, the big homies that I grew up with, man, I ain't gonna lie. My big OG homies from my hood, the ones that I looked up to, he's like, you go do that music shit. Go do this music shit. That's what you gonna do, go do it. I don't wanna see you come to the pen.
That's dope.
I had them kind of big homies, and I salute them for that.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? I didn't have, it wasn't too many big homies, that, come get your ass in this car, we gonna ride.
Yeah.
They seen the talent in us. It's like, I want to see you doing this.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of G's like that, Shout out to Mitch's G's, OG Yard. All them is real G's, tell us positive things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
But, salute to all the G's, man, because, they made it to why I want to do music.
Yeah.
Because if you really watch their life, I really didn't want to live that life. I mean, the difference is like, if I was like a lot of these dudes with no parents, by yourself in a home, you probably will live your life like that. But me, Mitchie Slick, all of us, we got good parents, homie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we was indulged in this street life. So we know both.
Product of your own environment.
I mean, product of our own environment, man. So, I just want everybody to, get to the point where you making good music. I want Southeast hip hop, the foundations that we laid, we represent good music. So shout out to the dope niggas.
Let's go.
Tiny Dude, dope.
Sean, that's my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my guy.
Niggas is dope, man.
He's so cold.
Yeah.
Bully
3, dope.
Yeah. Woo, it's nasty too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Legendary. You're legendary in the city. You accomplished so much. A lot of wisdom. Been around a lot of people. Give me some, drop me some knowledge, some wisdom to these younger up and coming rappers that you can, teach them a little bit of some of the things that you experienced that'll help them on their journey.
As far as with what though? Like,
for us, like the music industry. You know what I mean? Like, what can they do? They want to be that next Cricet.
Well, right now, they're moving in the right direction because they teaching me too. Because I was stubborn, homie. I was like, man, I ain't finna be doing these damn videos and you can only watch it on YouTube. But now I'm forced to. If I want to remain and grow, if I'm going to continue to do this music, I have to push like the youngsters now.
Wow.
So I'm learning from them too.
Wow. So you're saying that, hey, I'm learning from them and they can learn from me.
Exactly.
It's crossover.
I'm learning from them too because you don't know everything. So it's like I see how they pushing. So I feel now I'm like, okay, so I can restart the engines. So I'm a re-release some records. Right now, Life Power and Evolution is out. That's my new album with no cussing and no usage of the word nigga.
Wow.
And I ain't never thought I can do no shit like that. And shout out to the Stans brothers too, man. Shout out to Bowlegged Barbecue because they inspired me to do an album with no cussing.
Wow.
And it sounds good. You would never think it, but it sounds good. So what I would encourage for the youngsters to do is get your sound right.
Let's go.
Get your sound right. Reach out, because I'll make you some music. You know, get your sound right and be timeless.
Ooh, I like that.
You know, make real music and be timeless. Don't make top Robin noodle music. You know what I'm saying?
You're a cold piece, man.
Yeah, man. You know, be timeless and you know, and stop gangbanging on wax. You know, represent though. If you gotta, I feel you because I'll come from that.
Yeah.
We gonna represent. Just like when I listen to Mitch songs, bro, I ain't gonna lie. When Mitch doing his shit, come on, bro. We all know Mitch coming from Lincoln Park. He's representing, but it ain't offensive to my ears though.
Right.
I can pull up in the hood playing this shit. I done heard some of my homies playing it because he knows how to make the shit to make you play it. And that's how I want my music to be. I want everybody to play my music. I don't want to offend nobody, and the youngsters got to get to that. Don't, you know, music is a universal language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, that's what I respect about Cube. That's what I respect about Snoop, Corrupt, all them dudes up there.
Yeah.
You know, because even Dr. Dre, man, you can play that shit right now.
Absolutely.
You can play the Chronic 2001 right now.
Iconic.
The mixing of it, the way it sound, you be like, damn. And so they, you know, they laid the carpets down and the blueprints for you to say, okay, we got it. And all I'm saying is that I got it.
Yeah. What I love about you and Mitch, man, like you guys show love with each other, man. Like I was at the Shell Fest last week and he's screaming your name, you know, on stage and shit like that. You know, he giving you shots out on stage, you know, for you making this beat and producing this music. You know what I mean? That's what I think we need to kind of head to in San Diego, spread the love and unite and come as one and push this culture forward for sure.
Hey, you know what's so cool about it? Is that somebody told me that too.
Yeah, he screamed your name.
That's how I know, because of the people. The people say, hey man, yeah, Cricket. Hey man, Mitch sent you a shout out on the, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he did deep in it. Oh, okay, he did his verse. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how you supposed to do it, bro.
Absolutely.
And it take time. I know, man. It's like I told you. The way we grew up, it's hard. But now everybody is trying to get to the bag. So we got the talent to get to that bag.
Absolutely.
So honestly, man, what I think though, honestly, if we're gonna remain independent, we just gotta push and push and push. But eventually, I want a big shot. How am I gonna get to the level of Jay, Birdman? How can we get to that level? That's what I want.
Damn.
And that's what we can do.
Absolutely.
I don't know if people is thinking like we can't do it. No, yes we can. We all lined up to do it. Set up the meeting and let's do it.
Let's go.
If they want to, but well, how we do it? Psh, call me.
I love it.
I got at least 15 hitters, at least 20 that's gonna be like, Cricket, let's go. And that's the town, that's the city.
I love it.
You know, I feel that Dago trust me that much where, okay, bring it to the table and let's do it. Because what we waiting for, because the thing is this, Oakland had it, they had they shine for years.
Absolutely.
LA had they shine. Even Sacramento, shout out to my big homie Sibo, all them dudes, they got theirs. Dago deserves they turn.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Dago deserves they turn. So when people say, oh wait, we don't see Cricket, he be acting, I don't be acting like that. I just be standoffish because I know what I can bring to the table.
Let's go.
And that's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Man, like that's big, bro. I love the. That's one thing about San Diego I just don't understand sometimes because, like I said, we got these iconic figures in San Diego. You know what I mean? I think we should unite behind you guys, like the people who have the wisdom and the experience already, and learn from you guys and just take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, because one thing that I always, man, look, I'm the only child for my mother. And they raised me you ain't gonna be selfish. You ain't gonna be like that. People ain't gonna never know that you was the only child.
Wow.
Because she'll send me to my auntie's house. Rest in peace to my auntie. My auntie had 6 kids. And that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be with my cousins. Shout out to all my first cousins around the world. I can't say y'all names because it's too many. But shout out to all my first cousins. And it just taught me, man, like, you know, I look at San Diego hip hop like one big family.
Yeah.
Like we all one big family. So why we can't do what we gotta do? You see, just like I said, all my CDs sold out, man. All of them.
Absolutely.
But my most accomplishment as a producer is Triggeration Station.
Ooh.
Because that motherfucker sold 100,000.
Shout out to Mitchie.
Yeah, man. It sold 100,000. And it charted on the billboards.
Wow.
So okay, so before niggas get to doing all that hating, you better go check.
Check them credentials.
Because Triggeration Station sold 100,000, man.
Ooh.
You know, and he's still going.
Let's go.
You know, everybody, and one thing that I can say, everything that I've touched from Dago, like if it's a talented Dago artist, they still going.
Let's go.
J.O. Felony is still going.
Absolutely.
He didn't rap with the best.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, he on some top albums.
Yeah.
He on LL album. He on Scarface album.
Yep.
He on the show soundtrack.
Yep.
How to Be a Player soundtrack.
Absolutely.
And the list keep going.
Yeah.
So for me to be a part of all that, I know that I can swing with the big wigs.
Absolutely.
I can swing with them.
You already did.
You know, so and the thing is, you know, at the end of the day, we still a brand new tool. We still working at getting it right. So that's why I'm humble about it. I'm humble because it's like, you know, I ain't living in that mansion yet. I'm not, you know, I don't understand why, but at the same time, in San Diego, you know, I could play the CEO role and, oh yeah, I'm finna put out all these artists. Cause I have a label, have distribution where I could do that. I could. But I don't want that responsibility for a bunch of ignorant niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put
Hey, man, you a gold piece, man.
Hey, man, look, man. If I got the money, though, if I had the money to really do it like that, I would. You know, so I'm willing to play that position because Dago is a machine here.
Yeah.
And when I look at the people who I look up to, you know, I look up to the Jays, the Damon Dashes, the Dre's, I look up to all them dudes because I see them and they're living their life.
Yeah.
And I know that we can do that.
Absolutely.
So I want to be on that playing field.
I heard that. Big Cricket, the OG, man. He has spoken.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you for everything you've done, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate your time. You're a very important person in this community. Before we head out, though, I need to know one thing from you.
What's up?
What's your favorite taco shop in San Diego?
Roberto's.
Woo! What you get when you go there?
Man, it's a bunch of different things. But it ain't just Roberto's. Roberto's just got the best corn asada burritos on
Let's go.
And but it's a bunch of taco shops in Dago that's bomb. And we do have the best Mexican food in the world.
Ooh, hey, y'all heard that?
Oh no, we do. Come on, bro. we right here. And what people gotta understand, I used to have this conversation with Hammer. I'll be like, Hammer, Oakland is the West Coast. Okay. LA is the West Coast. But I say, but the West Coast starts after Tijuana.
Let's go.
It starts in San Diego.
Yep.
We are the first West Coast. So we deserve some respect. Period, bro. We right here. Best everything. Best weed, best yayo, best women, everything.
Let's go. The OG has spoken. The OG has spoken. Hey, man, once again, man, I want to show you the love, man. I know, like I said, you're a very busy person. You came on in this show. You spent some time with a brother, you know what I mean? It's surreal for you to be here still.
Nah, man, I want to thank you.
I'm a fan.
I want to thank you, man, because I've been watching your shit. I'm like, this nigga shit clear. It don't look raggedy. It's nice, man. So, you know, I was like, I'm getting up and I'm coming down there, man. And shout out to Dante because he did it, man. He woke me up with his interview, man, you know, because, you know, he didn't lived these lifestyles.
Absolutely.
You know, and I haven't been able to get to the level that he's at in his mind state, and that's why he winning.
Yeah.
Because he put God first. And we all put God first, but look how he put him though.
Absolutely.
His music is all Christian hip-hop, but it's still street, and it's still right.
Yep.
And I give him his respect because Life, Power, and Evolution is the first album I ever did.
Yeah.
With no cuss words and no N-word. Man, that's the hardest. Man, look, y'all get it. It's out right now. The Cricet catalog is on all platforms. Apple, Tidal, everything.
Let's go.
The videos are coming. Y'all done brought me back.
Let's go, man. That's what I like to hear, man. I'm glad you're back in that lab, man, producing some of that magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Before we head out of here, you want to leave any final words for your fans?
What I want to leave for my fans is that who can't find my music, type my name in right. Cricet without the K.
Without the K.
And you will find everything. It's on Tidal. It's on Apple. My music is there. Get it. Because we're pressing the reset button right now on the Hendo show.
Let's go. Let's go.
We repressing the button, and I'm about to release this album called The Re-Rock.
Ooh.
It's called The Re-Rock. And it's like a little bit of greatest hits song on there, but a few greatest hits. But I'm gonna add some new tracks. And we're gonna do some videos.
Let's go.
You know, we're gonna push with this distribution, and we're gonna see what happens. Shout out, because I've never had a manager. I want to say shout out to JB Management. We got JB Management. Shout out to Steve Vicious. Shout out to C-Band. Get ready for his new album. Shout out to Complex. Shout out to all my homies, man, that's just striving to get it right, man, you know.
Hell yeah.
And you know, shout out to Bully 3.
Yeah,
you see he had Lil Boosie out here.
Yeah.
You seen that, right?
Killed it.
My little homies is moving.
Yeah.
Shout out to Crypto, come on home.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to keep this money going. We're going to keep this music flowing from all sides of the fence.
Let's go.
It doesn't matter with me. It doesn't matter, red or blue or brown. Shout out to my SA homies because they smashing.
Let's go.
And they been smashing.
Absolutely.
They got a following out of this world.
Yep.
I'm fucking with the SAs, fucking with my homies, red and blue make green.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Heard that. You heard that. Big the OG has spoken, man. Big Cricet, man. Once again, man, we love you, man. Appreciate everything that you have done, man, for the community, for the city. You know what I'm saying? You're very, very, very important to us. You know what I'm saying? So, man, nothing but love from Hendo, man, for sure.
And let me know when we coming back. Me and Mitch gonna have to come back together. Like try to get an interview with me, Mitch, and J.O.
Hey, that might be trouble.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be right.
That might be trouble for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, man, y'all heard the big OG, man. Cricet in the building. Big Hendo Unplugged, man. We'll see you guys on the next one. We out.
Cricet Lighter, Instagram.
Let's get it.